the coefficients of static and kinetic friction.
In the video we are about to show you, you will see Jamie pushing me across the floor in physics class. You may not be able to see it, but I am sitting on a piece of cardboard, and Jamie is pushing me with a scale.
Okay, now here's our video.
Now, here's our calculations.
Alex weighs X number of pounds with the cardboard box, with the cardboard she's sitting on.
Jamie, while pushing me, was looking at the scale and saw that when she was pushing at a force of 40 pounds, I started to move. Then, while moving, the force dropped to an average of 35 pounds.
Now, while Alex writes our calculations, I'm going to walk you through it. Okay, so Alex and the cardboard box weigh an X number of pounds. To figure out how many newtons that is, you multiply the value by 4.45. When you do this, you get 489.5 newtons. Now, for the initial applied force, I was pushing at a rate of 40 pounds. You also take that value and multiply it by 4.45, and it comes out to an even 178 Newton applied force. However, when Alex was moving, so during the kinetic part of the equation, I was pushing with 35 pounds, which comes out to 155.8 newtons. Okay, for our first calculation, we're going to find the coefficient of static friction. Now, in order to find the force of friction, you have to take the force applied minus the force of friction equals mass times acceleration. Now, in this equation, there was no acceleration. I was moving at a constant velocity the entire time. So the applied force equals the force of friction. So for the coefficient of static friction, the force of friction is 178 newtons. Now, in order to calculate the coefficient of static friction, the coefficient of static friction equals the force of friction over the normal force. Okay? With values, this is 178 newtons over 489.5 newtons. When you type this into your calculator, you get 3.64. This is the coefficient of static friction. 0.36. Coefficient of kinetic friction. Let Alex move over a little bit. We'll just switch spots. You take the same equation, the coefficient of kinetic friction equals the force of friction over the normal force. For the first, the normal force is going to remain the same. For the applied force, we use the 35-pound times 4.45 value for this, so 155.8 newtons. To calculate the coefficient of kinetic friction, we take the force of friction over the normal force. In values, this is 155.8 newtons over 489.5 newtons. type this into your calculator, you get 0.318. So this is your coefficient of kinetic friction. Yay! So, thank you for watching our demonstration on how to calculate the coefficients of static and kinetic